Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Pooja Rai and the subject chosen for the presentation is international business and the topic for the day is offshore banking. So let's begin. What is offshore banking? Before offshore banking, I would like to explain you about what is banking. Banking means the activities which are being performed in the bank is called as banking. What is offshore bank? Offshore bank is the bank which is located outside the country of the resident of the depositor, typically in a low tax jurisdiction or tax haven that provides financial and legal advantages. All right, so it is always located in the country, not located in the host country. You are staying in India and you have a bank account in US, so that's a offshore banking. That's a offshore bank for you. That's a offshore bank for you. All right, so offshore banking refers to the banking facilities that is given to the customer to deposit their funds in the bank which are not located in their home country. So here, sitting here in India, I can get the funds deposited in the account which is not located in my home country. So such facilities are given to individuals and companies both. It is not only restricted to companies, or it can be used by every individual. If you want to do it, you can do it. The term offshore generally means a place located at some distance from the shore, of course. Offshore. So off, not on the shore, is offshore. So these banks are located in different countries like Panama, Luxembourg, and Switzerland. So these are the different locations of offshore banking. All right. So let's get into some more details. Offshore banking is the financial concept of either placing assets, depositing, which is normally in the form of hard currency in safekeeping of a bank account, or borrowing money loans from the bank which is located in an offshore financial center. That means I am going to deposit a money. I'm going to borrow a loan from from a bank which is not located in my home country. So these are the facilities. This is the actual more detailed description about the offshore banking. By sitting in India, I can get the bank. I can get the finance, or I can get the money deposited in Panama, Luxembourg, or Switzerland, sitting over there, and from here only I can apply for the loans. I can get the loans from there. All right. So in support to this concept, the offshore banking is limited by license to receive deposit and money lent to source outside the jurisdiction which is physically located. So it is not a physical constraint. I don't stay in Switzerland, so it doesn't mean that I'll not be able to withdraw money from there, or I can take a loan from them. By sitting over here in India, I can borrow a loan from the offshore banks. The term offshore is derived from the physically remote location of the offshore banks. All right, so this is what, just a moment. Yeah, now let's go into the advantages and disadvantages of offshore banking. We'll start with the advantages. Advantages includes the first point: it has a greater privacy. Greater privacy as in your Indian government will not be able to poke into your account which is located in Switzerland. So that is termed as privacy term. The Indian government will not come to know only about the things which you are doing in the offshore banking. So the term is called as a privacy. The next point is low or no taxation. So in some of the countries, you find that people deposit money. What is the reason of depositing the money in the offshore banking is that the rate of interest which is put into their deposits is very low, and in some of the places it is no taxation. So you are just keeping your money, and you are taking it back whenever it is required. And those places are also called as a tax havens. Tax havens means no tax. All right. So, and the other advantage is easy to access to deposit. You can buy a finger on other tips, that you can log into your account. You can check in all the details. You can withdraw the money if you want, and you can deposit if you want it. So next point will be protection against the local political or the financial instability. So the best example of this is, if political government changes in the country, it has got nothing to do with your offshore banking account. Then if something financial crisis or the economic crisis that happens in your country, it has got nothing to do with your offshore banking. Your account is safe over there. All right. Offshore bank offers banking services that may not be available for domestic banks, such as anonymous bank account, hire for a lower rate loans based on the risk and investment opportunities for the available elsewhere. So offshore banks, sometimes what happens, that they provide some of the facilities which your domestic banks cannot give. For example, ICICI, SDFC banks, they cannot provide such facilities, but this offshore banks can provide those facilities to you. That means if you want to avail a loan from them, you may get it at the lower rate of interest as compared to your domestic banks. So that is one of the advantage of offshore banking. Let's move to the disadvantages. All right. So disadvantage of offshore banking is there are people think that it is sometimes less financially secure. As in, historically, if you go and check, it has a higher risk. If as per my understanding, if something goes wrong in the country in which you have deposited the money, for example, if something goes wrong in the Panama or Luxembourg or Switzerland, something goes wrong over there, then you have a threat that your money can get may get taken away by the government. Government can take away your money. You cannot do sitting here in India, you cannot do anything with the money which is taken away by their government. So that is one of the thing which I feel that it is financially less secure. Offshore banking has been associated in the past associated with underground economy and organized crime through the money laundering. As you have heard that people from the cinema or people from the politics, they deposit their money in Swiss bank. So it is always connected to the black money. The person who is having lots of money and cannot show it to Indian government, they try to put it in the this Swiss account, so that the Indian government cannot keep an account of all those things. So sometimes it gets connected to the money laundering thing. It is actually not that good, because it has put in a very bad thing the Indian government has gone through. If we go and check out the people who is having a list, who have their account in Swiss bank, it is all politicians, actors and underground people. So it has been considered as a disadvantage of offshore banking. So and the next point is offshore jurisdiction are sometimes remote and therefore costly to visit. So physical access and access to information can be difficult. This means that if if something goes wrong and you want to visit that place, the person staying in India have to go to Switzerland physically to go and check the disputes and resolve the disputes, go ahead to check, and if you have to make a signature over there, you are physically required. Then what you will do? You have to invest so much of money from India, and you have to go to Switzerland and do the signature part and come back. So sometimes it becomes very costly affair, and it is not physically it is not accessible also. It is not accessible anytime you can go to that place, or anytime you can access to your account. So this is access to information also sometimes become very difficult. You have to keep a connect to the customer service. You have to check with the people over there, and you have to be dependent 100% on them only for your account. So sometimes it will become difficult. So these are the disadvantage of offshore banking. That's all from the presentation side. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.